Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. If you don't know who I am, I'm Natalia Caston, and I do lifestyle and university and like a few workout videos. So, you know, if you enjoy that sort of content, feel free to subscribe. But today I thought I would talk about my 2020 goals for this year. Mostly because I don't always think about the goals that I have for the year, but this year I'm really trying to do better to make sure that I can better myself and also just, you know, improve as a person. So my first point is to be more positive. I feel like over the last few years, sometimes I haven't always been the happiest or I haven't always had a great outlook on life. So by being more positive, I feel like it will improve the problems even that I have, so I can look at them from a different perspective so that I don't always have to beat myself down for something that I feel like I didn't do well, or, you know, try to just improve the way that I look at life in general so that I don't end up feeling upset about things that aren't really worth it. So I think this year I've already started trying to improve on that by, you know, making sure that I'm not I'm not as caught up with things that aren't as important, and instead I'm focusing my energy on just, you know, positive things and positive people. My second point is to be more organized. So last semester specifically, for like my first semester of university, there were a few things here and there where I felt like I could have been a lot more organized and done better at my exam. For instance, we had coursework, and the second coursework that I had, I kind of left it to last minute and I didn't really put as much time into looking into what it was about, how I could do well and all that. In the end, I didn't get a terrible score, but I knew I could have done a lot better. So things like that just made me think, okay, I should be more organized, because I do tend to waste a lot of time when I don't think things through. So I feel like that would help me a lot in just making sure that I make the right decisions and use my time effectively. Next point that I have is being more active and fit. So as you guys see, I have been trying to be more active and not just like lay in bed, because the first few months of uni I gained a bit of weight, so I thought it was a bit necessary, like not only in terms of losing weight and all that, because, you know, that's also a benefit, but like I don't think that's the most important. It's really about also making sure I incorporate it into my lifestyle and that, you know, I reap all the benefits from it. I feel like I did something useful in my time. I feel less shitty that I just stayed in bed all day, like if I didn't just stay in bed all day. So like I think it definitely helps in also uplifting your mood, but, you know, also knowing when to rest when your muscles are hurting, you know, not always pushing yourself too far and going to the extreme. I think that's also very important. So moving on to my next point, or next goal, I guess, finding out more about my future. So I think as of lately, I've been kind of investing a lot of time into looking what sort of career path I'd want, and possibly which city I'd want to live in, or where I'd want to study, just because I want to be able to know more clear cut, like what do I need to do in order to achieve what I want. So when it comes to different careers, I've kind of been interested lately with consulting. I feel like that's something that allows for creativity and flexibility, and I just want to find out a little bit more about it. I have like a placement year on during my third year, so in that sense you get like I guess like a taster for something that you enjoy, and for me that would possibly either be like consulting or HR, just like figuring out what I want to do. Although I am pretty set on the fact that I want to do something in business, and a lot of people are like,
oh, Natalia, why did you choose psychology if you want to work in business?
Well, that's because I didn't know at the time, and technically like another area of study that I could still choose to go on is organizational psychology. So in that sense, I'm still leaving it open, but I do know that I would want to be working in a business-like environment. So yeah, that's just trying to figure out how I can achieve those goals as well. My next goal is to vary my diet. I feel like I've always been very not that I haven't been open to trying new foods, but I've always kind of stuck in my manners when it comes to the food that I prepare for myself. So by varying my diet and adding more things into what I eat, incorporating more nutrients, I feel like not only will it become more balanced, I'll feel like I'll have less like hunger strikes and all that, but also just like being able to try new things, try new combinations that I hadn't tried before. So I think that's something that I want to try for this year, especially because yeah, I mean, I do have a kitchen, I can cook. I think at the minute, being in halls and having shared kitchens just means that I don't have as much access to all the equipment I'd like, or at least not for a very long time. So, you know, just like figuring out different things that works for me and the uni lifestyle is definitely something I've been working on. And next year I'll be in a house anyways, so I'll be able to use my kitchen and use it as I like. My next goal is to learn German. So I'm half German, if you guys didn't know, and my entire family speaks French because my mom is French and my dad grew up in Paris. So in that sense, I've never felt like I challenged myself to actually learn German, even though like my dad's side of the family still speaks German as well. Like I think, especially my grandpa, like I could get a lot closer to him if I were to speak German. So I think that's one of my goals for the year. So far, I haven't really made any adjustments to actually get to there, but I have reopened my Duolingo account, so I think I just need to be more consistent with it, and hopefully I'll be able to get in a sentence or two by this summer. Who knows? We'll find out. Next thing is traveling more. So I noticed that whilst I'm in uni, those are really like my years to be able to travel as much as I'd like, because I still don't have that same commitment to a job, I guess, and that restrictions on holidays and all that I would have a few years down the line. And obviously it's also great to be able to connect with either old friends and new friends in a way that I haven't before. So I just want to travel as well for the experience of just knowing more cities and more cultures. I'm already pretty international, I'd say, but I think when it comes to Europe, I have not seen a lot of Europe. I've actually never been to Italy or Spain. I know at the minute it's probably not the best time to go there, but for instance, I'm going to Amsterdam soon, and I'm super excited to see how it's been, because I've actually never been to Amsterdam except to their airport. So just in general, like being more open to traveling to places within the UK and also within Europe would also, oh my god, would also be great, just so that I could experience more things in my life and, you know, have more to bring to the table and talk about when I meet new people. My next goal is to get my splits back. So that's something that I've been wanting to do for a while. Basically, I used to dance for quite a long time, like ever since I was like 11, and it actually took me a really long time to get my splits. I think I only got them once I was like 15 or 16. And I tried really hard. I was always not far from it, but I never fully had it. So at some point I was like, okay, like I'm gonna get my splits, and then I did get them. And then after a while I stopped stretching as much, and this year I didn't get a chance to sign up to the dance team. That's a whole other issue that I'll maybe talk about later, but all that to say is that next year I'm definitely gonna try to be on the dance team. So in that case, I feel like that's something I should work towards, so that I have like maybe a better chance to getting into a good team, something like that. I used to be really proud of the fact that I could do splits, so, you know, being able to get that back I think might bring some extra happiness. Then the next thing is to grow my YouTube channel. That's something that I actually decided on a while back and I never actually did, and so I decided, like, okay, you know what, like I'm just gonna put myself out there and really try to go for it, because I think even like back when I used my YouTube channel just for singing videos, I didn't really invest the time that I should have into it, and I think a lot of it was embarrassment for one, and being in high school, you know, scared of how people will judge. And I think coming into university I was like, you know what, like I don't really care, and new people who don't know me will be able to know me, I guess, as well through my YouTube channel, so I don't see how that would be an issue. But all that to say that, yeah, my goal is to grow my channel and eventually, you know, possibly get monetized, although it's not like my primary goal. I definitely think that it's something that I enjoy and that I really want to work towards, because it is really fulfilling for sure. So, you know, that's one of my goals for this year. Then my next goal is to improve my style and invest in more stable items. So I do a lot less shopping now than I did back when I was in Hong Kong, because in Hong Kong all my money could go towards food and shopping and nothing else, because I didn't have to pay for anything else. I didn't have to pay for food and all that. So now I'm being a lot more careful of my money, but I'm also trying to see, you know, I want to invest in clothing items that are gonna last and not just last for a summer or something like that. So that's definitely one of my goals moving forward, just because also I feel like if you have like a staple, like a lot of staple items, you can always like layer things, add accessories and all that can always change up an outfit. You don't need, you know, 500 different types of special tops and special pants that you can't even match together. So I think that's definitely something that I've been trying to work on this year. This year I'm going to be a lot more careful of what I spend and not just spend on cheap things that possibly won't stay in the long run. Then my next goal is to learn more about adulting. So this one specifically is like learning more about taxes, about bills, because there's still quite a lot I'm clueless about, and I don't know, I don't really like this idea of not knowing, you know, until I have to deal with it. So just getting a little bit more of an insight on that, maybe reading as well more books about like investments, about like how to invest your money, about stocks. Those are all stuff that to me always seemed as adult topics and that I never actually looked more into. So I just want to, you know, be able to have a bit more insight into that so I can fully understand what people are talking about. And also, if I want to get a career in business in the future, being business savvy is obviously going to help. So that's like all my goals for 2020, and so, you know, maybe in a few months I'll give you guys an update like this summer and let you guys know like whether I've achieved them or partially achieved. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. The main reason I did this video was because on Instagram there are some of you that did want to know what my 2020 goals were, so I just thought I should just, you know, pop them out there and leave them so that you guys can have a little insight into what it is that I really care about, at least for this year, or try to improve on. So yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and yeah, I hope to see you next week. Bye!